You had a lot of great ideas this year, man. That just wasn't one of them. So there has been a lot of controversy this year surrounding the Grammys, which is already prone to being controversial when you are in such a large and confrontational in its nature industry like music. You're bound to have accusations of your style not being legit and not being rigged. Now this year, obviously, Abel, The Weeknd, did not even receive a Grammy nomination. Now I, along with a lot of other people, think that that is just ridiculous. He killed it in almost every metric measurable this year, and this goes along with a lot of the other accusations that have been leveled at the Grammys the past couple of years. Obviously, that lady went on calling it a boys' club, the voting process is a fraud, etc., etc. But to not even nominate arguably the biggest artist of the year is pretty ridiculous, and obviously somebody had a hand in keeping him from making that list. Do I think that this makes the Grammys corrupt all the time? No. But it did encourage me to make a list of the top 5 times the Grammys very much snubbed another artist from winning. Again, I don't think at heart that the Grammys are corrupt, but I do believe they have done some improper things, including this year, which I will speak about later. But I do think that they have made some mistakes in the past, and I would like to go over those now. Let's start with number 5. For number 5, I decided to go with the 2004 Grammys, specifically the Song of the Year award, which was given to John Mayer with the song Daughters over Kanye West's Jesus Walks. Now, obviously, I'm a biased Kanye West fan, and it's a lot easier to say this looking back retrospectively at their careers and also the impact of these songs. But I do believe that Kanye just dominates this song in almost every aspect. When you look at what a classic is considered to be in hip hop, but also just music in general, it's an album or piece of work that changes the landscape, the style of that said genre. Jesus Walks is literally the definition of that. The chopped up sample, the militaristic feel, the oohs that go in and out through the beat that kind of give the song that haunting feel. Everything about Jesus Walks changed that hip hop from the bling era into what we start to know today. I don't have a lot much more to say than that. You can disagree with me if you want, but Jesus Walks, legendary song, Daughters, somewhat forgettable in context with the rest of John Mayer's career. That's all I had to say. On to number 4. Number 4 is going to include Kanye again. The next year, actually, in 2005, Album of the Year, when Ray Charles posthumously won over the College Dropout. Now, I think the problem with this one isn't just the fact that Kanye got snubbed for his incredible debut album. It's the fact that the reason he lost is because Ray Charles passed away. Now, don't get me wrong, he is undoubtedly a legend, and rest in peace to him. He had a great life and career, but the album was just not that good, and giving this award to him just smelled terribly of sentimentality. It was a smack in the face to Kanye, his fans, and the future of the times he would get snubbed. I also think this award is representative of this tendency the Grammys has, especially recently, to give an award to artists that were great but are past the peak of their career and are kind of just milking their popularity and how much people love them. Hopefully that means that Kanye should get a couple of the Grammys he was snubbed for back in the later years of his career, but only time will tell on that one. Number 3 just gets more and more ridiculous. We have 1989 by Taylor Swift winning over To Pimp a Butterfly. Now I know it looks like I'm only including awards that were snubbing hip-hop albums, but this is proof of that tendency that the Grammys have to not really recognize hip-hop as a great genre of music. Taylor Swift winning over To Pimp a Butterfly is one of the biggest slaps in the face to the hip-hop community of all time. Now obviously To Pimp a Butterfly did end up winning Best Rap Album, but it was much greater than that. There was a much bigger scope to that album than just rap. It was about so much more. The themes, the concepts on that album extended far past anything Taylor has done in her entire career. And I'm not disrespecting Taylor Swift. She makes great music, but she doesn't have it on that deep level that Kendrick did, especially on that record. Number 2, Kendrick is involved yet again, and we have the fact that in 2014, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis won 3 Grammys, and Kendrick won 0. And I'd like to bring up the point yet again that looking back in retrospect so many years later does bring a different perspective, but even at the time, these records by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis were good, but they just weren't award-winning in my opinion. The Heist, which now is a forgettable album, won out over Yeezus, Good Kid, Mad City, and Nothing Was the Same, which are all considered near classic records now. Good Kid, Mad City in 2021 is considered to be one of the greatest records of all time, not even just in hip hop, but in general, and it doesn't have a Grammy to show for it. The only one I think that I remotely agree with for them winning would be Best Rap Song, which they got for Thrift Shop, yet I still don't think it was the best in the selection of tracks that were given. But at the time, it was probably the most popular song, and it was getting play on every single radio station. You couldn't get away from it, so I'll give them that. Before I get into my number one pick, I do have two honorable mentions. The first one being in 2013, when Frank Ocean did not win a single award for his critically acclaimed album Channel Orange. And the second one being 2018, when Cardi B beat Swimming, Astroworld, Daytona, and Nipsey Hussle's album for Rap Album of the Year. I mean, that one, to this day, still blows my mind. But number one, obviously, is the year 2021, where The Weeknd, Abel, was not even nominated for a single Grammy award. Even disregarding the quality of After Hours, which is a great record, just looking at the sales and the popularity of The Weeknd this year, you look back at the Grammys, I mentioned the Macklemore and Ryan Lewis debacle in 2014, obviously they value record sales and overall popularity in choosing which albums get nominated. So the fact that After Hours wasn't even on there, something was up. And this brings me to my main point, and that's that while I don't think the Grammys have been corrupt before, the fact that he has not been nominated for even one award this year proves that something is up, and his accusations he's leveling at them of them being corrupt and them discluding him from the awards are legitimate. I believe that I saw Abel believes it is because of his upcoming Super Bowl performance, and that is why they have chosen to disclude him from the awards ceremony, but only time is going to tell in this situation. We're just going to have to see and find out. But that wraps up my list. Those are the top 5 times that I thought the Grammys completely snubbed somebody. If you think I missed one, do please let me know. I did do my research, but obviously I have only been a music fan for a couple years, and I have a lot to learn. So I'd love if you gave a like on this video, and if you enjoyed what I had to say, please subscribe, because I would love the motivation, and the engagement is really something that I appreciate. So thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time.